What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another one of my FIFA 20 Ultimate Team videos. In this video today guys, we're going to be having a look at this Bundesliga Player of the Month Robert Lewandowski card and the SBC in general, to be honest. It's probably the first real kind of like big SBC that we've had this year. Like I'll call it like a big boy SBC, because we've had some previous ones here which are kind of like average sort of cards, you know, slightly lower end, slightly mid-tier sort of card. Holds a little bit of value, but this is a real kind of like top end card, this one guys. And of course it's going to be pretty expensive, and like the other ones I'm not actually going to be able to complete it, but we're going to talk through it and I'm going to try and help you guys decide whether it's going to be worth it for you to complete it on your accounts guys. So first of all, let's have a look at the player and the various kind of like squads that we got. So if we take a look at the player, he's 90 rated, 78 pace, 86 dribbling, 89 shooting, 77 passing, 83 physical, and the defending is pretty irrelevant. He does have 4-star, 4-star, which is really good. High medium work rates, which is perfect. 6 foot as well, so he's got enough height. He's going to be a pretty powerful striker. So all in all, can't really complain with a lot of that guys. You could ask for a bit more pace, but everything else is brilliant for a striker, for a top end striker. So he's straight away, you can see that he's going to be good on the pitch. If we take a little bit of like a deeper look at the stats, so attack positioning is 93, finishing is 90, shot power 89, long shots 85, volleys 90, penalties 87. So he's going to be able to score any kind of shot you want guys. Of course the pace, acceleration, all sort of stuff, still 78. Passing is pretty good for a striker, to be honest. 85 short passing, 88 free kick accuracy, which is brilliant. 80 visionary, 80 curve as well. Long passing and crossing is not great, but let's face it, he's not really going to be the one you want to put crosses in, or he's not going to be playing like 40-yard passes across the pitch. Not very often, maybe on the break, but not often. Dribbling is pretty good, to be honest, for a guy of his size as well. Agility is 78, but you kind of expect that, and it's average. It's not bad. Let's say it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible. 82 balance is okay. 91 reaction is really good. 89 ball control, 86 dribbling, and 87 composure. So the 87 composure with the 90 finishing is going to be superb. Heading accuracy is 87. Physical stats are brilliant. Stamina 78, which is, again, I kind of mentioned this before, it's good enough at this stage of the game. It's not incredible, but it's good enough. 85 jumping on a 6-foot player is brilliant. 85 strength, 81 aggression. So he's got a lot really. He is the complete striker. He could do a little bit of extra pace, but all in all, this looks like a card that would be very much worth kind of doing to start with. But let's take a deeper look. Let's have a look at what we need to put in to get this one done. And also, I do need to have a look, guys, at the rewards that we get for each individual squad, because I realised that I forgot to do that in my previous SBC videos. So what I'll do is I'll leave a little comment, what I think about that, beneath my video, because I didn't actually mention it, unfortunately, so apologies for that, but we will do that in this particular one. So first of all, let's just look at it straight away before I forget. Premium Mixed Players Pack, Rare Gold Pack, and a Rare Electrum Players Pack. So kind of like average packs really. They're not amazing. Obviously pack luck, so they have the potential to be pretty good. But from my experience so far this year, walkouts are extremely difficult to come by. So I wouldn't say that the pack rewards should have too much of an influence on kind of swaying you towards doing it, because I wouldn't have thought there's going to be much chance you're going to pack anything too kind of expensive in there. So I wouldn't use that as a factor to really consider in this particular one, guys. But the first squad, called Bundesliga, we do need one Bundesliga player, and also an 84 rated squad with 75 chemistry. So kind of similar to some of the other ones we've looked at, some of the other like SBCs we've looked at, guys. Not going to be really expensive. This squad's going to cost about 30,000 coins again. We've got a few players that we have used as examples of players you could use before as well. So this time we've got Casillas in goal, Pizzi's there at right, but we've got Pepe at centre back, who does get the green link to Casillas and Pizzi. We've got Javi Martinez filling at centre back. Piszczek as only an 81 rated card, but it works there at left back because we have enough kind of bigger cards dotted around. For example, we got Koke there as an 85 and also Aspas as an 85. Eduardo Mendy there as an 83, Hamzik 84 rated, Carrasco 83 and Diego Costa as an 83 rated card there, guys. It's similar players that I've mentioned before. They're all just kind of either like in a poor league or they've not got great stats, so they're just not like great on the pitch, or their position's not great. Like for example, Koke as a right mid, that's just poor. Yeah, like Pizzi as well. If he was a centre mid, he'd be brilliant. But yeah, probably about 30,000 coins for this particular squad. So not too bad at all. You get obviously the Premium Mixed Players pack. I don't really know what value that pack is because I don't think it's ever really been in the store, but it's definitely not obviously 30,000 coins worth. Moving on to the second squad, because this one does have 3 squads this time, guys, which is obviously why it is going to accumulate a much greater value. We need 1 German player this time. I've actually got 2 in this squad, just because it gets a bit of extra chemistry, but I'm sure there's a way to probably fit it in with just 1. 85 rated, which was to be expected. We obviously expected some slightly high-end players getting submitted to get this top player back. 70 chemistry as well, which is going to make it pretty expensive. Like an 85 rated squad where you need chemistry is going to be tough. Like that is going to be pretty tough to submit. So we got Casillas again, we've got Pizzi again, we've got Pepe again. Obviously, guys, don't be afraid to use players multiple times in these SBCs, because you can just buy them, put them into your transfer list, then when you use one, just put it into your club. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you have duplicate players. Hummels and Muller are going to be the 2 Germans. Muller's always been a great SBC player because he's just not that great on the pitch for FIFA. Hummels is an 87 with only 51 pace, so he is very much just an SBC player, not going to be of great kind of demand to use on the pitch. There's going to be greater options, like for example, even at Dortmund there's a Kanji, a German one would be Sula, so there's plenty of options that you can use instead of Hummels on the pitch, so he just becomes a good SBC player. Eduardo Mendy again as an 83. Daley Blind as an 83 there. We got Blind, Tadic and Ziyech as a little IX trio. Now Ziyech is an 85 this year, so that does make him pretty useful for SBCs. Now, to be honest, he's actually, like, he looks like quite a good card. I think he only has a 2-star weak foot, yeah, so, which is a shame. But because there's not a huge kind of pool of players from that league that you can put in, he does lose value quite quickly, to be honest, like on the game, guys. So he does become a bit of an SBC player. Diego Costa again, and somebody we looked at before is Parejo, only 41 pace. So he's going to be very, very cheap for an 86 rated card. I think we did look and he was literally like 10k. I'm pretty sure we saw this in a previous video, guys. So maybe slightly above actually, possibly. I mean, we're just looking at cams here, so maybe as a centre mid he's probably got a few cheaper versions, but we won't bother looking into too much detail on that. So overall this squad's probably going to cost you about 50k, to be honest. The third and final squad is going to be the biggest and most expensive one, and there's quite a big reason for that. As you can see on the right hand side there, you do need 2 Team of the Week players for this one. So hence why I was calling this a bit more like the big boy SBC, because you know, you finally need to start submitting some special cards here, as well as cards that have got high rating. We still need 65 chemistry, but the informs are going to make it a lot more difficult, and especially at this stage of the game when there's not many informs out there, there's not many options available. We're quite fortunate here that we've managed to get some informs that we can link to other high rated players to get it done, because it could potentially have been very, very difficult. But for this one, guys, we have got Sirigu in goal, 84. We've used him before. One of our informs is Nani, 5-star, 5-star, but because he's in the MLS, he doesn't hold huge amounts of value. Unfortunately, we've got his normal cards come up as well, but look, 13.5k, pretty cheap for an inform, pretty much kind of like discard value, really. There's probably not like massive amounts of him on the market. I mean, we could search it under special and maybe look at this a little bit more easily here. Oh, we've still got it on right back, haven't we? There we special, no position, no nannies available. Okay, so it's not going to work, unfortunately, on this kind of search. But you see 13.5k. I'd imagine there's a couple that are a little bit cheaper. So yeah, definitely not a really expensive card. And obviously, all informs are usually worth at least about 10,000 coins because that's kind of their discard value. Especially as an 83, it's going to be probably about 11k discard value, really, guys. So you're not really going to be paying too much over its discard value. So there aren't going to be many out there that are going to be cheaper. Ibrahimovic there in centre back, he's an 85 rate card. We've seen him before. He's actually worth about 7,000 coins at the moment. Great option to get a player that fits the rating requirement. We've got Bonucci at centre back. We've got Verratti at left back as well. Now, Verratti has always been an SBC player. He's just not great on the pitch. He's a great technical player, good dribbling, good passing, but he lacks the kind of physical attributes and the shooting as well to be able to really be classed as like a top end FIFA player. He's really short as well, so he's just going to get bullied on the pitch. He's only 5'5", so great option for an SBC, hence why we've got him in here. The second and final inform, guys, is Lecomte, an 84 rated inform from the French league, but because he's a goalkeeper, he doesn't hold great amounts of value. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to find many of them. There's a few here. So 15k, 13.5k. So again, he's like Nani. Almost sort of discard value, really, guys. Not worth a huge amount at all. So definitely worth trying to fit him into your squad. Pizzi's there at right mid because he links to Nani. We've got Lucas Leiva again propping up alongside Luis Alberto and Dzeko and Pjanic. These players are appearing all the time, guys, because they're just the best options. They're the cheapest, high-rated cards. People realise that they're useful for these SBCs. And despite, you'd think probably that their price would go up because a lot of people want to use them to be like a greater demand, but they just don't. Like, because so many are getting packed, so many of these board players get packed, that it just doesn't make a difference. Like, some of the walkouts like Pjanic, Bonucci, Verratti, they'll hold a little bit of value, but because they're just so bad in game, they just tend to be fairly low priced in comparison to some of their fellow 86 rate cards, that is, anyway. But this one's probably going to cost about 70,000 coins, this squad, guys, obviously, because you've got a couple of informs, so it is adding that extra 20k essentially onto the value. So it's going to come in total to about 150, 155k really, to fully complete this Lewandowski. Now, of course, we get the packs back, which should hopefully decrease some of the cost if you get a bit of pack luck, but I would say be prepared for it to literally cost 150k because you probably won't pack a lot. I mean, from my own personal experience, like walkouts are extremely difficult to get your hands on. So we'll have a look at like the pros and cons. Again, I've got some written down here just so I don't miss anything out. Of course, I did miss out the packs in the previous one, but I never even had that written down because I just didn't even consider it. But we've obviously spoken about it this time. So in terms like the overall kind of general positives of this SBC, guys, I mean, he's a phenomenal striker straight away. You can see that he's a great striker, especially for this stage of the game. There's not going to be many better ones out there. He obviously plays in a great league, so you can get great links off him. The nationality is obviously a little bit of an issue. There's not going to be many great Polish players out there at the moment, but the league is enough, really. Bundesliga seems to be really, really popular right now. Like, there's a lot of people that are using squads with like Sancho. I can't remember who they play on the left wing. I think it's Douglas. No, sorry, he's in the Serie A now, isn't Douglas Costa? He's been there for a while, but I keep seeing like Havertz and like Gnabry, Sancho, Brandt, people like that, Witsel. Werner comes up a lot up front as well. Actually, I can't remember who any of like the Bundesliga left wingers right now off the top of my head, but certainly there's a lot of sort of sweaty players out there. I think Leon Bailey's actually one that I'm carving against quite a lot. He's one that's just kind of sprung to my mind, but there's a lot of players that you can link with, a lot of buy-in players as well to get some good solid green links. So that's obviously a good thing, guys. And obviously, of course, if you want to think about in the future for like future SBC value, if you did want to get rid of him for a, like a better striker, being 90 rated, he's obviously going to hold a great deal of value. A lot of 90 rated cards, like in a few months' time, they'll be worth about 50k minimum anyway. So he will hold that sort of value for you, and it's obviously 50k that you don't have to spend on another 90 rated player if you've got him. So that's something to consider. But Unfortunately, there are a lot of negatives to this SBC as well. So, of course, he costs 155,000 coins, which is a lot of coins to sink right now. I personally can't even afford that at this point in the game. But he does have 25 days left, so there's plenty of time to accumulate some coins to get this SBC done, guys. So a lot can happen in about a month. But right now, doesn't look particularly like a good investment for me, really. He doesn't have a lot of pace either. That is obviously, we spoke of him being like a great sort of complete striker, but obviously the one thing we did mention is his pace isn't brilliant. It's probably enough, to be honest, but if you come up against some real top quality centre-backs, like, I don't know, say Varane, Ramos, Van Dijk, he's not really going to have enough pace to really get him behind, so he could struggle against some of the top-end players in FUT Champs, but he is going to be a great striker in general, really, but that's just one thing I want to point out. There's a key thing as well, guys. So his base card is worth about 94k on the market right now, and it's 155k to this SBC. So you're looking at about 60k more to pick this one up. Now, of course, if you wanted to buy his base card for the market, it's going to be tradable, and you're going to be able to sell it again. You never know; it could go up in value, it could go down in value. That's obviously the risk you take with buying things off the market, but at least you can sell it. Whereas you're going to sink an extra 60,000 coins into a card, which will then be locked into your account. The coins will be locked, you won't be able to get those back. And if you actually compare the two cards, he's only one overall rating higher, his pace is 1 higher, his shooting's 2 higher, dribbling's gone up by 1, passing's gone up by 3, and defending and physical both only gone up by 1 as well. So there's a very, very minimal increase on the card for an extra 60,000 coins. Now, personally, I don't really think that's worth it. I think you could easily have just as good a gaming experience with him on the pitch if you choose his base card. It's still, his base card's going to be like one of the best strikers around at the moment, and you can sell it. So I don't really think necessarily that this is going to be worth doing this player of the month, guys. And of course, the final thing as well, which I do say about a lot with these different player of the month cards, is that he could get another player of the month. Like, he's going to probably be like one of the top scorers in the Bundesliga this season. So chances are he's going to score a lot more goals, he's going to get a lot more assists. He's playing the Bayern Munich team, which are going to be winning a lot of games. They could win the league. They're obviously going to finish sort of like at least top 2, top 3. So he could get another player of the month, and you're not going to be able to submit this one to upgrade it into the other one. So if he gets another one and you want to do that, and it's like 91, 92 rated, this 90 rated card is then going to become essentially void. Like, you're not going to use him, are you? You're not going to be stupid enough to use a card that's worse. So he'll only have SBC value straight away then, and that could literally happen in the next month. There's no guarantees that it could be somebody different, that it could be the same player next month for the Bundesliga. So it's definitely something to consider, guys. So overall, I'd probably say that I wouldn't personally feel comfortable investing my coins into this SBC, into this card. I don't think it's really necessarily worth it at this stage of the game. If you've got loads and loads and loads of coins, then by all means go ahead and do it, because I think he is essentially one of the best strikers out there. But I just think as a long-term investment, it's probably not the smartest thing to do if you're trying to be like vigilant with your coins and you're trying to play it safe. So I wouldn't recommend doing it, guys, but feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about him, if you have done him, and what you think about his normal card, because of course I haven't used his normal card. So if his base card is really, really good, then you may be a little bit more tempted to go for the player of the month. So let me know about that. But that is going to be it, guys. That is all I can really sort of say about him at the moment. I feel like I've covered most aspects. Let me know if there's anything I have missed in the comments below. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy the video, if you found it useful and it kind of helped you out in terms of making a decision or whether you want to get him done. Of course, like I said, you've still got 25 days, so you don't have to jump in and do this straight away. You've got plenty of time to think about it, guys. Don't rush into the decision and spend your coins straight away, because you could regret it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already and you wanted to do so, that would be much appreciated. But that is it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.